We have a compilation of John Mayer quotes from the past, okay? We've been talking about John Mayer a lot this week. He said some pretty crazy things in the Playboy magazine interview, but I think he said a lot worse in the past, okay? So I'm going to read them to you. The first favorite quote that I have is, "I will fuck you in the mouth to shut you up. You are not wilder than me."
And he said that to Perez Hilton. Now, that's the second incredibly gay reference to Perez Hilton. One is not even a reference, just to prove how much wilder he is than Perez. He tongue-kissed him, he said, in the dirtiest way for about 30 seconds. Now he's telling us how he wants to put his male member, as Oral Roberts would say, in the orifices of the mouth of Perez Hilton. Now, come on, guys, come on. I mean, how much did I prove my case on John Mayer's proclivities?
You're right, you're right.
Okay. All right, so what's next?
All right, the second quote. "Sometimes I get so bold and I'm so confident about what I'm doing that I actually try to be more of a dork because it's really liberating feeling to experience what it's like to not care."
Yeah, so, no, this guy's the world's biggest douche. I mean, you read these quotes and it's not even close. I don't think anybody's even really in competition with him. Is somebody else a bigger dick? Yeah, you can make that argument. You know, it's a subtle distinction. But as far as douche, right? Nobody's even in the competition. Nobody's in the running. Because, look at this guy. He's like, I'm so overwhelmingly cool that sometimes I try to, bring it down and see how the other people live.
Right.
I try to be a dork and see how you plebeians, live with yourselves. Oh, thanks a lot, John. Really appreciate it, man. I appreciate that you're empathizing with us. This guy's unreal.
It amazes me that he has fans, though.
Yeah.
Because if you're this conceited and self-absorbed and you make it this obvious, how can you have people like you? I mean, it's impossible, in my opinion, it's impossible to like John Mayer. He's just such an ass. But anyway, okay, let me continue. Another quote is, I should be having sex with more girls. It's crazy to me that in my head that being 32 and dating women is going to get me in trouble. I can't even explain to you how terrible that feels, that I equate dating a woman with punishment, shame, guilt, disappointment, reproach, reprimand, persecution. It's a nightmare.
Okay, two things here. One, as I told you before, he's got some massive issues about sex. There's like weird misogyny, violence against men and women, actually. So, and everything's about persecution and guilt, and there's aggression. Aggression is what I'm feeling, more than violence. It's the generally aggressive attitude. And number two, I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I get that he's got issues, right? But what is what's he saying about sex? Look, I'm not a dumb guy. I can figure things out. If it makes sense, that doesn't make any sense.
But I think that's how he gets away with people thinking that he's smart. Because he thinks if he says things that are super confusing, people are going to be like, whoa, that's so deep, I don't even understand it.
Exactly. I think that's exactly the strategy. And a lot of people who are insecure use that. You'll be able to tell if somebody's insecure about their intelligence, et cetera, by how they overuse big SAT words, especially in their writing, right? The penumbra of perfunctory acts that I partook in. And you're like, come on, what are you trying to say, okay? I got it. I know what those words mean, but they make no sense in this sentence. And that's how people showboat, and that's how he is. He's like a living bag of insecurity while he thinks he's the greatest thing on earth. Meanwhile, he's ironically screaming insecurity.
Right.
Well, but we got more. We're not done with him yet. Go.
This is my favorite quote, okay? And it's a little long, but I'll read it to you guys. Life is like a box of crayons. Most people are 8-color boxes, but what you're really looking for are the 64-color boxes with the sharpeners on the back. I fancy myself to be a 64-color box, though I've got a few missing. It's okay, though, because I've got some more vibrant colors like periwinkle at my disposal.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I have a bit of a problem, though, in that I can only meet the 8-color boxes. Does anyone else have that problem? I mean, there are so many different colors of life, of feeling, of articulation. So when I meet someone who's an 8-color type, I'm like, hey girl, magenta. And she's like, oh, you mean purple? And she goes off on her purple thing, and I'm like, no, I want magenta.
Oh, please, 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 please stop. Please make the pain stop. No, this guy thinks he's so unbelievably smart. And this is his way of condescending to not only women, but specifically to all the women he's dated.
I know.
Which, if you had dated this guy, how angry are you at this description? Oh, I'm sorry if I'm only 8 crayons. and I'm too dumb to understand magenta. Okay, I'm not at your periwinkle level. And the funny thing is, he thinks he's being self-effacing by saying, "Oh, I might have a couple of colors missing. You know, I'm 64 and all you women are 8. But you know what? Maybe I'm not 64. Maybe I'm 63 or 62. Am I not merciful?" He's quickly becoming the most unbearable man alive. You got more?
I got one more. I don't jerk off because I'm horny.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know, man. But watch, here comes. I'm sure it's going to be self-absorbed. Watch this.
I'm sort of a half chick. It's like District 9. I can fire alien weapons. I can insert a tampon. No, I do it because I want to take a brain bath. It's like a hot whirlpool for my brain, in a brain space that is 100% agreeable with itself. That made 0 sense. Like none. None of that made sense.
You know what let me translate. I think what he's trying to say is, I don't have to bother with anyone else. I can just concentrate on me and what I think, and I don't have to please anyone else. And so I get to spend some time with myself. First, I had no desire to find out about your masturbatory habits, okay? And number two, you already spend way too much time with yourself, okay? You're already way too proud of everything you're doing. I don't need to hear this level of detail. And John, I got news for you. Here's my bottom line. Not only are you not nearly as smart as you think you are, you're bordering on stupid. I mean, I know that's going to be devastating to you, right? But like, because you think you're Mr. 63 crayon, right? But the reality is you're closer to 6 crayons, okay? And you've got this inflated sense of self. You're like, I'm periwinkle. I am V-E-R-Y, very. And I'm telling you, not really. You know, I don't know, what is he? If he's not very, he's L-I-T-T-L-E, little.
Can't get enough of the Young Turks? Well, then subscribe to the TYT's YouTube channel. What's the matter with you?